UFC 300 isn't going to be good. I think that the UFC have a lack of champions to put on the main card, and that UFC 298 and 299 is going to be better. But here's why for UFC 300. There are only three champions available, and there's an issue with two out of three of them: Alex Pereira, Leon Edwards, and Alejandro Pantoja. Now, right off the bat, the issue with Pantoja is that he can't sell because casual UFC fans think that flyweights are boring and the card wouldn't sell as much due to that. Now, with Leon Edwards, yes, there's only two people he could face: Bilal Muhammad and Shavkat Rakhmonov. The issue with Bilal is that people think if him and Leon fought, it would be a boring fight that doesn't deserve one to be on the main event of UFC 200. With Shavkat, there are two issues. One is that he has a foot injury, meaning we aren't likely to see him return till the summer and not earlier than that. And the other issue is that Dana promised the next title shot to Bilal, which means a fight with Shavkat is dependent on whether he recovers fast enough and Dana breaks his promise to Bilal to give us fans an exciting card. But I don't think that's highly likely, and that's because Shavkat would need to take some time off and then go back into camp, cut down again. You see, I'm going with this. And with Alex, once again, there are two opponents that both have issues of their own: Jamal Hill and Israel Adesanya. And the issue with those two is that Jamal Hill has a court case due to his little dust up with his brother, meaning we aren't likely to see him in the octagon for a while. Because of that, although that is a fight we would love to see, as he never lost the title but just simply vacated it when he was injured. But with Izzy, before you lot get mad at me and go, oh, why would Izzy go up to light heavyweight? Why would Izzy do this? It's because Izzy versus Alex D would sell, and it's that simple. And who knows who would win? Because Izzy would bulk up the right way, cut down, simple. But but now here's the issue with Izzy, okay? With Izzy, the issue is not only that he's taking a break for a while, but he would have to bulk up the proper way, which would take a certain amount of time, and then he would have to cut up from that bulk in a shorter amount of time as well. Although, if he did come back for UFC 300, we would all watch it, and that card would sell better than any other opponent. And this is because some of us want to see Israel just get his face smashed in, which isn't me, but there are certain UFC fans who hate him so much that they just want to see him get battered in the worst way possible. Not me though. I love Izzy, and on the other hand, there's the rivalry that both of them are 1-1 in MMA. Now, here's why I think UFC 298 and 299 is going to be far better. For 299, we have fights such as Alexander Volkanovski vs Ilya Topuria, Robert Whittaker vs Paulo Costa, and Merab vs Hudo. In these three fights, you know what we are guaranteed? Knockouts, submissions, wars, and selling of the fights, meaning we have an amazing card on our hands with that one. Volkanovski vs Topuria, I think that someone is definitely going to get finished, so it builds up us fans' anticipation to see who comes out the better man. For Whittaker vs Costa, although I don't think that someone's going to get finished, but you all know that Costa knows how to sell a card, so it makes us fans look forward to the trash talk that's going to happen. And with Merab vs Hudo, we have the old generation fighting the new generation of wrestlers as if it's the passing of a torch. Now, for the UFC 299, although we all hate it, we have not all hate the card. I mean, we all hate Sean O'Malley. We have Sean O'Malley vs Chito Vera, Dustin Poirier vs Benoit Saint Denis, and Kevin Holland vs Michael Venom Page. Immediately, the main event has a selling point that makes us fans want to watch Chito watch. Chito Vera is the only stain on Sean O'Malley's almost flawless record. And for Dustin vs Benoit Saint Denis, we have a young, hungry contender in Saint Denis up against an experienced veteran of the sport in Dustin Poirier. And for Holland vs MVP, we have two respected veterans from two different promotions facing off. MVP, who's finally signed with the UFC after spending his whole career at Bellator, facing off against the Holland, who spent his whole career in the UFC. So I hope now you guys understand why I think UFC 300 isn't going to be good. Anyways, guys, this is the Fight Talk, and I am out.